Hey everyone, I mentioned this in class today about using AI or artificial intelligence. In this case, we're going to use a program called Google Gemini. And Google Gemini is a generative AI, meaning that as part of the function of this, it's going to generate something. Okay. This is a great opportunity for you to practice utilizing AI in an ethical way, meaning that it's going to help you either revise what you already have, or it's going to help you create something that will be effective in your quest to um, find a job and apply for a position. Okay. So anytime you're using generative AI like Google Gemini, now I personally use Google Gemini just because I have my Gmail account, which is how I kind of connect the two. But you could also use Chat GPT. That's another one. Grok is the generative AI for Twitter or X. So there's lots of different models you can utilize. I'm going to demonstrate how to use Google Gemini. When you are creating or you're doing something in Google or in an AI like this, the prompt is really important. So what you put in the prompt is going to determine the quality of the output. Okay. We could use this as like a simple Google search. Hey, what is 2 plus 2? Well, it's going to give us the answer of 4. Okay. Or we'll say, how many states in the United States are there? It will tell us simply 5. Okay. But what we really want to do is we want to utilize this in an appropriate prompt to generate something specific. In this case, we're talking about our resume. So I'm going to go ahead and type a prompt. I'm going to pause it while I type the prompt, and then I'll come back and demonstrate the sections of the prompt that you might want to consider using. All right, so here's my prompt. I am a college student studying hotel management at St. Philip's College in San Antonio, Texas. I have never created a resume and do not have much work experience. Can you assist me in creating a resume that will help me land my first ever hotel job? Okay, so a couple of components. First of all, you want to identify who you are. You're a college student studying hotel management. Okay, um, this is important because it's going to help the AI create something that is tailored for a college student studying hotel management. Okay. You also want to give this information. I have never created a resume, or I have a resume, and I'll show that prompt in just a moment. Okay. But I've never created a resume and I don't have much work experience. Can you assist me in creating a resume? So you're asking it, this is what I want. My end product is going to be a resume that will help me land my first ever hotel job. Okay. You can tailor this for your own specific goals. So then we hit submit, and we're basically going to be chatting back and forth. Okay. So here's a guide to help you build your first resume for a hotel job without much work experience. We want to highlight our skills and experiences from school and life that are directly relevant to the hospitality industry. So now, here we go. It's basically going to give you your information of what you should include in those different sections. Okay. Now, if you want to, I do not recommend copying and pasting this. What I do recommend is reading it, getting the essence of it, and then maybe you use a little bit of it, but maybe put it in your own words as well. Okay. Then you'll notice how it put education up front, like we talked about in class. Okay. Your relevant skills, talk about customer service. Okay. And then your experience. Think about if you worked in class with a group project, what happened? If you did any volunteer work. Okay. Um, and then it's going to give you some information about the best practices for the relevant resume. Okay. Um, And it's going to ask you, would you like to start building a draft for a specific hotel job like front desk agent or a bell attendant? Okay. And then you're going to respond. Actually, I have a job posting. I am interested. Here is the job description. Okay. So now we're going to come over here. I'm going to go to indeed.com. Okay. And I'm going to type in event planner, hotel event planner. In San Antonio. Okay, so a director of events, probably not going to be my first ever job. Okay, so I'm going to keep going here. Event operations manager. Okay, that's potentially. Event coordinator hourly with Landry's. Senior events manager. Never had a job before, so I'm not going to select that one. Assistant event operations manager. Assistant sounds about right. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this one. Okay. Scroll down here and the full job description, the job summary, I'm going to copy, including the candidate profile. Okay. And my core work activities. Copy all of that. I don't think the hourly pay is necessary in this case, so I'm going to copy it, copy, and go into Google Gemini and paste. Control V is paste, or we can go ahead and right-click paste. Okay, and now I submit. So now it's going to say, okay, here is the job description. This is a manager level position. So they're looking at people with significant experience. It's not going to be the right one for me. Okay. Okay, so now let's go back to our jobs here. Event coordinator hourly. It's not at a hotel. Let's do event operations. Okay. Copy and paste. Excellent choice. The job description is much more aligned with your skills you're developing. Okay. So now it's going to give you examples of ways to realign your resumes and that highlight relevant coursework, customize your skills section. So things that you definitely do in body. Okay. Remember, don't put on your resume if it's not true, because otherwise they're going to ask you in the job interview and or they're going to expect you to have that skill if you list it on your resume. Okay. So as far as event operations, in this case, if you've planned parties for your friends, for your family, for your church, for a local organization, all those different opportunities, doesn't necessarily mean you got paid for it, but it could be that you got experience from it. Okay. And so then you'll take this information to share and create your resume and your cover letter. Okay.